In order to commence the process of completing the 24/7 checklist for 2018, principals need to log into the OSCAR page by typing 24/7 in the search bar. And when they do, they'll get a page similar to this, which comes up. And the first thing that you need to do is to click on the 24/7 checklist. By clicking on that checklist, your school's name will come up with its compliance. You can see that I have all of the schools there at the moment, but we'll have a look at a sample school for this process. So once you've done that, you click on the My 2018 Compliance, and you'll get a page similar to this, which will come up. The very first thing that principals need to do in order to complete the 24/7 checklist this year is to ensure that they add to the My Users tab all of the staff in their school who they think will be using the 24/7 checklist. I've already got some here, but I'll just delete them just to show you the process that we have. So the first thing you need to do is to put yourself in, to put the principal's name in, and you can do it by typing the name in, simply such as I've put mine, and when I hit return, my name comes up. Other school users also need to be put in this box. So if I put in Paulina Bainey's name, one of our admin assistants, type her name in, that comes up as well. You can also use the tab down the bottom, and that will also enable you to look up staff if you're having difficulty finding them. Now, if I was to add John Gilday to the team, and I type his name in and click the search bar, his name comes up, and then I click the add button and his name comes up in there. And now we have a box with a number of staff. Now you might have 6 or 7 or 8 staff from your school who will be completing this 24/7 checklist. You can add them later as well, but it's a good idea to sit down and work out who exactly is going to be creating this list, the checklist with you. You can also tick the tab there, which sends a notification to the staff that they've been added to the checklist. And once you've done that, all you have to do is click Save and Close. Then you come back to the page, the main page for your 24/7 checklist. The very next thing you need to do is do the staff allocations for each of the categories. The staffing, the curriculum, the premises and buildings, the facilities, the safe and supportive, the discipline, the attendance, the management and operations. You can't allocate to governance. That is done by the principals and principals alone. So let's go back to the idea of staffing. So if we click on staff allocations, again, you'll get a box which comes up similar to the box you were filling out before, and we've already been doing some examples, so I'll do the same thing again for you. And all we have to do with these is to type the people's names in. Again, you have to have principal details because the principal's going to sign off on each of these aspects of the checklist. And then you have a category leader, and you have to work out who the category leader for your school is going to be for each of those items. So for your staffing, it might be yourself or it might be your assistant principal. Either way, when you've worked out who it is, you put that person's name in exactly the same way as you put them in before. And then you have a category team, and you might have 2 or 3 or 4 people who are going to complete this category for you. If John's a category leader, he may as well be on the team. So if we put his name in and we put Paulina's name in again, and maybe my name, so we're all on the category team, and those names have now been added. So those are the people who will be completing the category for staffing. And all you have to do then is do a save and close. And then if you wanted to have a look at it and see what you've got in your staff allocation, you can go to it and you can see who you've got on your staff allocation, and there they are. And you might want to add somebody else as well, and you can do that. The only other thing I would say to you when you're doing your 24/7 checklist is this button here, the refresh button. If you're working on the 24/7 checklist and you've been working for 10 or 15 minutes, it's a really good idea to click the refresh button, just so that you don't lose any work if there's a problem with the internet connection. After half an hour again, I would also hit the refresh button. And what happens is when you hit that refresh button, it does an update on the count. You click on that count update. It works out what's been done and it saves to the place that you are at. Now, You won't get the update come up immediately when you're doing your 24/7 checklist. It takes about 5 minutes for it to come through, but that is a really important button to remember.